we have to write it using a computer or a laptop. Okay, so the email, how to write an email? You have to use the computer or the laptop. And you should have something called address, an email address. Okay? So the first thing we do in the email, we have to write the title as well. But where should we write the title? Where? In the middle like this? No. Let us see the parts of email. The first thing is we have to write the email address of the one that we are going to send to. For example, I'm Miss Nancy. I'm going to send an email to my friend Miss Sarah. So I will write here the email address for Miss Sarah. So, for example, I'm going to write Sarah at hotmail.com. This is the email address. We have to write this word. At, this is called at, and here you can write Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail, and you have to write .com. So this is called an email address. The first thing we do in the email, we have to write the email address, the one that I'm going to send to. Okay. The second thing that I'm going to do is the subject. The subject means title. Do you remember a title? Remember the title in the writing? The subject means title. In our writing today, he wants me to write an email to Uncle Tom. Why? To invite him to a day at the zoo. So, what do you think the title will be? First, let me just change the email address. We are going here to write to Uncle Tom. So, the address will be Tom, for example, Tom at hotmail.com. So, again, what is the title? What do you think? Something about the zoo, huh? Yes, we can say a lovely, of course, capital letter, a lovely day at the zoo. Just like the title, we write it in the middle, okay? But we are going to write it where? Beside subject. So, again, in the email, the first thing, the email address. The second thing, the title. So, the first thing we're going to write in the writing after we write the title and the email address is greeting. And we start our greeting with the word dear. Dear, it means my friend, okay? And after the word dear, we have to write the name. For example, dear, we are going to write to who? To Uncle Tom. So we're going to say, dear Uncle Tom. And after the name, we have to write a comma. After the name, we have to write a comma. So this is the greeting. What does it mean, greeting? Greeting means you're going to write dear and then the name. Dear Uncle Tom. And a comma. After the name, a comma. Don't forget this. Then what happens after I write the greeting? We are going to write the reason. Why are we writing the email? Why? And in the reason, you have to start with how are you? I hope you are fine. For example, my family and I are very well. I'm writing this email. Why? To invite you to a lovely day or a lovely trip to the what are we going to talk about in the reason? The first thing, we have to say, how are you? I hope you're fine. My family and I are very well. I'm writing this email to invite you to, and so and so. Here in the email, in our email, we're going to invite Uncle Tom to a lovely trip to the zoo. Okay, and you have to mention when. You're just going to invite him any day, or you have to tell him the time. So it will be, I'm writing this email to an amazing trip to the zoo when next, for example, next Thursday, 21st December, at what time? At 2 o'clock. Where? For example, at Africa Zoo, for example. Okay? This is our first paragraph, the reason. Then, we finish the first paragraph by why reason. The second paragraph, we have to write two things, two paragraphs. That's called our body. That's called the body. Okay? And the body has the description and the activities. The description and activities. What does it mean, description? You are going to describe the zoo. What can you see in the zoo? So you always say there is and there are. In this part, you always say there is. There is a lovely giraffe. There are cute monkeys. Okay? So in this part, in the description part, you always use there is and there are. And you describe. For example, here. In the zoo, this is the paragraph for the description. In the zoo, there are a lot of animals, of course, full stop. And after the full stop, capital or small letter? Capital letter, of course. There is a huge elephant. It has got a long trunk. You're going to describe. This is the description. You're describing the animals. For example, there is a lovely giraffe. It has a very long neck. Full stop. There are cute monkeys. They are playing all the time and they are eating bananas. Now you are describing what you saw in the zoo, right? We finished the description now. What comes after the description? The activities. What does it mean, activities? The things that we can do. Things that we can do. The actions we can do in the zoo. So in this part, in this paragraph, we have to use verbs. We have to use verbs. Like what? For example, we are going to start the paragraph with there. What can we do in the zoo? We can watch the animals. Right? That's a verb. That's activity. We can watch the animals. What else can we do? We can play with the seal. Do you know the seal? The lovely seal? That's another activity. We can play. Now what else we can? Did you notice that I always use we can? We can what else? We can feed the monkeys. These are activities. write your name. I'm the one who's writing the email, so I'm going to write lots of love and I will write my name. Nancy. Okay? That's the end. We call this the end. Okay? So again from the beginning. What are the parts of the email? Let me explain using my gingerbread here. What are the parts? We have here the head, greeting, the neck, reason, the body. It has two parts. The body has two parts. What are they? Description and activities. And the last one, the foot, is the end. Okay? Again. Greeting, reason, the body which has two parts, description, activities, and lots of love. Again, greeting, and what do we use in greeting? Dear. We use dear. Dear. So greeting, dear. The reason for writing the email. Why am I writing the email? Which is the neck. The body, which has two parts. The what? Description. There is and there are. Activities, verbs, and lots of love. Okay? You understand the very nice email? Okay, I want you to open the book at page 2. Okay, that's all writing. As I told you, the first thing, to whom I'm writing the email. Here in our writing, he wants me to send an email to Uncle Tom to invite him to a lovely trip at the zoo. So here I have to write his email address. I can imagine it, by the way. You can just write his name and then you can say at Yahoo Hotmail, at Yahoo or hotmail.com. Okay? So to Uncle Tom at hotmail.com. This is the email address. It is called an email address. Okay, the subject, what does it mean, subject? Subject means title. Subject means title. And what's the title? Amazing trip to the zoo. That's the title. Okay? And as I said before, what's the first thing in the email? We have greeting, which means dear, and the name of the person, greeting, and here is the reason why I'm writing the email, and then the body, which means the description, activities, and the last thing is and lots of love. Come. Okay. As you can see here, the greeting, this is the greeting. Dear who? Uncle Tom. Comma. Can you see the comma? And then the reason for writing the email. And I have to study this. What I'm going to write here in the reason, the first thing, the first sentence, how are you? I have to tell Uncle Tom, how are you? I hope you are fine. Full stop. My brother, or you can say my family and I are very well. I am writing this email, that's the reason. The reason is coming now. To invite you to an amazing trip to the zoo. When next Thursday, 21st May at Africa Zoo at 3 p.m. That's the reason. Okay, that's the first paragraph. As we know, we have to write 3 paragraphs. Okay, now we're going to the body. The body has 2 things. What are the body? It has 2 parts. are. There is, if you're talking about one thing, there are for many. Let us see. In the zoo, come on, there are a lot of animals. We use there are because we're talking about a lot of animals. We stop. There is a huge elephant. And we're describing the elephant here. It has got a long trunk. Full stop. Capital letter. There is a giraffe. Full stop. It has got a very long neck. Full stop. There are some funny monkeys. Full stop. They are swinging from one branch to another. That's the description. Now we finish the description. What are we going to do? We're going to write the activities. Of course, we give a line and then we write the activities. Okay. There, the activities, we should use verbs. And we can. We are going to say we can all the time. We can, then verb. We can, verb. We can, verb. Okay. Then we can watch the animals and feed the lions. Verb, verb. Okay, stop. We can play with the seal, but we can't play with the lion. We can play verb. We can play verb again. Okay? We can also take some nice pictures with the peacock. It has got a colorful tail. Full stop. We can have a wonderful time at the zoo. Don't be late. Okay? So again, description, there are activities, verbs, all the verbs. And the last thing is the end, which means lots of love. Lots of love. And then your name. Easy? Okay, let's solve the classwork. It's page 3. We are going just to rearrange. We are just going to rearrange. Okay. The first thing we should do is we write the email address. And we said it. It's Tom at mail.com. And the subject is amazing trip to the zoo. Okay? And then now we are going to rearrange. I will have to, erase all this. Okay. Okay. We are going here to rearrange. Okay, easy? The first thing we start with the greeting. Where is the greeting here? We can have a wonderful time. How are you? Don't be late. Dear Uncle Tom? Yes, this is our first sentence. This is number 1, the greeting. Then what comes after the greeting? The reason. The reason for writing the email. Which one is the reason here? And before the reason, we have, of course, to say hi to Uncle Tom. How are you? I hope you are fine. Yes. How are you? I hope you are fine. Okay. What do you think? After this, what comes after this? After I said, how are you? I hope you're fine. I have to find the reason. Yes. I'm writing this email to invite you to an amazing I think we finished the reason and the greeting and the reason. We have to move to the body, which has description and activities. Description and activities. And from the email itself, you have to find the sentences from the email itself. So, which one is the first one? Yes, there are a lot of animals. This is number 4. You get it here from the paragraph. There are a lot of animals. What else? What comes after this sentence? There are a lot of animals. Which one comes first? There is a giraffe or there is a huge elephant? The first one is there is a huge elephant. This is number 5. Okay. What comes after this? From the paragraph. There is a giraffe. It has got a very long neck. This is number 6. Okay. What else? Can you find anything from the description? I think we finished all the description here, right? Let's go to the activities. The first thing in the activities, we can watch the animals. This is number 7. What else? And feed the lions. We can feed the lions. Number 8. We can feed the lions. Now what else? We can play with the seal. This is number 9. Okay, what else? We can have wonderful time at the zoo. This is number 10. And number 11, don't be late. And the last thing in the email is the end, which is lots of love and the name. This is number 12. Easy?